Now, you go around with travel ball, right? And you're gonna see there's one or two teams, they got number guards, and he might have one or two wings, and he probably like 6'4", 6'5", maybe 6'6". He ain't no real big. He's really a wing. You feel me? So
Right.
you already know what you get from that team. Scrappy from the press and trap all game.
Full court press.
Full court press the whole time. You already know what's gonna happen. Like we all know this. This is part of just understanding with the game that we all know. And so you see them going against another team that's stacked. They got a legit point guard, legit 2, 3, 4, 5, decent bench, all this stuff. But the not the underdog team, but like the smaller team, the undersized team, their game plan is just to tire you out. Their game plan is to play to their strength. They're gonna speed you up. Now the other team is a better team. They have a better stacked team, but during this matchup right here, you're a slower team. You're used to getting to the half court sets. We're speeding you up. So now the matchup is in our favor because we're able to speed you guys up. And now you're not able to play to your strengths because our matchup is winning your matchup. Right? So like I said, the game is literally all about matchups. It doesn't matter how good you are. If the matchup favors me, then can I really call it an upset? You know what I mean? Because like you said, any given night, anybody can lose. Like any of those Bulls game or Warriors game, it's just a loss. Sometimes it's like, hey, we ain't got it this night. It's 82 games. It's hard for you to have it every single night. So like, is it really an upset if I just didn't have it this night and that match didn't favor me? Because I'm pretty sure there's a team that might have got them if they played three times. They lost to that team twice because of the matchup. Like there's nothing Jordan could have done. Well, not Jordan, but nothing though that Jordan Bulls could have done against that matchup that time because they just had the number. Like everybody, I don't care who they're. Every single player has had some player that just had their number. Every single team has had some team that's had that number. Like, hey, we luckily had to play on a 7 game series because we probably took that L. Like every team has that. And so it's like, it's not the fact that you're a better team, it's just the matchup favored me. So because the matchup is in my favor and I'm a quote unquote lesser team or less talented team, that doesn't really make it an upset as much in my mind because the matchup favors me. And I just know how to get to my matchup better than you are. So like if you're a slow down half court team, dumb it down to the big, or you're gonna double down on the big, make sure he's uncomfortable the whole time. But you're a better big. Your big is killing us because he has the post game. We're playing against uh Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like we're supposed to lose this matchup. He's 7'2". Like what do you expect? He's playing against Dirt. Like we're supposed to lose this matchup. We're playing against KG. But we're double down on him, making him uncomfortable, speeding the game up so where he's irrelevant. So the matchup that you should have is not relevant because his talent can't even show now. So did we upset you guys? Maybe, but our matchup is really what pushed it to where it's like you can't even be talented because we took you out of your talent. You know what I mean? So that's where in my mind it's like upsets aren't as much of a thing because on any given night somebody can lose, and then sometimes you do deal with those matches where it's just like that team in that matchup has your number.
And you right about that. Like basketball is a game of matchups, and that can have a huge impact on the game is whether or not we match up well with this team or not. But in the grand scheme of things, if you are considered the better team, like you're considered the better overall team, then you're supposed to be able to make that adjustment. Like with the example that you gave with the small team, the small travel ball team that's go full court press the whole time. So they might play a team that's like trying to get in the half court and like play the half court game and not and they that's a bad matchup for them because they speed them up. But at the same time, I mean, I hate to be a coach right here, but like you a good half court team and a full court press speeding you up, you can't get into your offense. That's bad coaching. Number one, either you can't break a press. Not to say that the press ain't good because I'm sure it is because that's just the way they play and they probably super fast. We know all seen them type of teams. But number one, either you can't break a press, or number two, when you broke the press, you tried too hard to score as soon as you did, instead of just running the offense like you're supposed to, or like you're good at. So that either way, that's coaching at the end of the day. So if you're the better team, that would also involve having a better coach or having a coach good enough to coach that team. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, though, it happens like where you have bad matchups. Like I'll give you an example. So My sophomore year at Bevel State, right? So anybody that know anything about Alabama JUCO basketball, Alabama JUCO basketball conference called the ACCC, Alabama Community College Conference. So anybody know anything about it knows that Golden State in Tuscaloosa, best team in the conference. Like Stillman State has been nationally ranked in boys and girls. Nationally ranked with like other teams in the surrounding conferences. Like, and they won like the last like three or four conference titles in a row. Like they like the Kentucky of our conference, the Kentucky of basketball and the SEC. They like that in our conference, or Alabama and the SEC in football. So, so sophomore year, very big. Their whole team was big and they could shoot. That was their thing. They had a starting center like 6'10", dude playing power forward like 6'8", and another 6'8" coming in behind him. And then they had like 6'4", 6'5" wings, 6'7" wings that could shoot. So they were a big team, but they also had shooting. That made them very hard to compete against because like not only could they shoot and score, but they also could defend, and it was hard to score on them because they had so much size. So naturally, they number one in our conference at the time, but they played us my sophomore year, and we was at home. My team, my sophomore year, small. Okay, I'm starting at the 5, as I always have. I'm 6'7", about 190 at this time. My starting at the 4 technically, and then my partner in crime, Martez, starting at the 5. He's about 6'9", so that's cool. Now after us, 3 starters went 6 foot, 5'10", 5'9". Behind us, we had another guy come in playing power forward, 6'4". In height, nobody else over maybe 6'2" and so so naturally on paper, it's like a bad matchup, right?
Yep.
Like they're huge, we're small, we should not be able to beat them, right? So we play. They come to Belleville, we play at home. And I'm like, everything I got, like everything. Like I'm trying my best to win. You know, this is a team that I take personal. A matchup I take personal. I want to beat them because they're considered the best. And you know, that's just the type of player I am. I want to rise to the occasion. The thing was, this particular night they could not make shots. They were not making their threes. I don't know if it was just part of being in our gym or what it was, but they were not making shots. So the game is very close. So end up game tied. They go for a last. They had the ball. They missed their last second opportunity. I mean, their last possession opportunity. We get the board. Ball. Game still tied. We get the ball to our best player. He make a move, pump fake. Guy jumps into him. He go to the line, make both free throws. We win the game. Win by 2. Upset. That's an upset. Sorry to tell you. Like, we were not supposed to win that game. We scrapped and we played defense and we stayed solid the whole time and we ended up winning by 2. But then we go to Shelton a week and a half later, go down there, and let's just say they was making shots. And the outcome was not the same. So we lost that one. That's my point is though, anybody can beat you any given night. But at the same time, considered a better team, you're supposed to be able to make that adjustment and win that game when something's on the line. And so that was a conference game, so something was on the line, technically. Like in basketball in college, all conference games, something's on the line. Because, you know, you talking about playing for seeding and tournament placement now. So all conference games, something is on the line. You going all out every one of those games. So that is an upset at the end of the day because we weren't supposed to beat them. But yeah, they weren't making shots, but they were the favorite matchup. Like they were supposed to beat us. Bigger, quote unquote, more talented from top to bottom. They got more. They just got more. They're loaded. Like they reload every year with more players. They got D1 transfers, people who transfer from 4 years down to JUCO to play for them. They got what it takes. You know what I'm saying? But we came to play. We sat down. We were solid, and we won the game. And that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you the bug. Sometimes you the windshield. So it's just any given night you got to be ready. When someone on the line, like don't let it be you. Like my assistant comes up, he say that all the time. Don't let it be you. Like don't be the one to get upset. If you favored, make sure that you show them why you were favored.